Welcome back to OaklandHockey.org. Corey Hagan, Carl here with you. We're now going to talk about individual players here on the Golden Grizzlies team. And Oakland has a couple players who have played every game this season. Kevin Kranker, Jesse Worrell, Adam Novak, Cody Austin, and Jordan McDonald have all played in all of the 23 games this season. So that's good because those are your top guys. I think everyone can agree with that. When looking at the different individual stats this season, and one thing that you want to know as a coach wants to know, what's the record when a guy's in the lineup and when a guy's not in the lineup? Well, the most interesting thing, I know we had this on the website, is with Jim Moran in the lineup, they are 12-1, and without him, they're 6-4. What does that say?
Well, it makes you wonder because Moran is a solid player for the Grizzlies. He can play kind of forward or defense if needed. He's not going to go out and score, a ton of goals, and I mean, he would say that. He said that. And it's just an interesting thing that maybe it's his energy or the way he finishes hits or something about the way he plays that kind of makes Oakland play better when he's in the lineup. It's very interesting.
And looking around again for the Golden Grizzlies, when you look at a guy like Jacob DeSano, 16-5 with him in the lineup, 2-0 without him in the lineup. And obviously he had a couple of games where he was hurt, but what do you say about that? Because he's one of your guys, and that says a lot about the other guys and the depth that this team has.
Well, it just shows that other guys want to step up on the team because I wouldn't say bench DeSano for the rest of the season because Oakland's going to win all their games. That's not going to happen. He's one of the team's top players, obviously, and one of their better defensemen on the team. But it's good to see that other players kind of take it as a personal challenge to maybe step up, get some more ice time, and capitalize on the chances when they're given.
And just going down the list here, when you look at without Kyle McMahon in the lineup, they're 8-0. That's surprising because of all the energy that he brings. I think that just means that you can look at Zook coming in, or maybe a Gunther or Johnson or someone like that, and that they're able to fill the role really well. Also on here, when you look at without Ryan Zook, again, we just mentioned him, they're 9-1 in the lineup. Without Gunther, 6-3. 2-0 without Mike Simpson, 3-1 without Nobes. And overall, what does that kind of give you that type of feeling?
Well, I'd like to say that it just shows that Oakland's got a lot of depth on their team. Other guys can basically step up, fill in when needed. They just do whatever they need to do to get by if the guy's injured or if a guy's a healthy scratch to maybe motivate him a little bit. And I think the coaching staff's done a good job of balancing the guys, working other guys in, keeping fresh bodies out there, and they're rewarded right now with an 18-5 record and being ranked in the top 10.
And what do you think in terms of this? Because when you look at the all-time point leaders here, Kevin Kranker has played 91 games here at Oakland, 43 goals, 47 assists, 90 points here, and Jordan Ingram is 4 on this all-time list with 149 points. So Kevin Kranker really has made a name for himself, and you can talk about and look at all his stats and everything that he's done. And this year, when you really look at all the guys, look at Matt, Kranker, Novak, Jesse, and all those guys, we talk about it sometimes in the broadcast. You're like, maybe we want a little more from these guys at times, but it's just the depth is so well that if they don't have a great game, someone else comes in and they perform well. Simpson will come in, Baker will come in, and will just perform well. What does that say about the Golden Grizzlies in terms of having all these guys and seeing where Kranker is? Because that's a big milestone.
Yeah, it is. Like you say, he's got the 90 points. He's just 10 away from being one of 4 or 5 Grizzlies now to get to 100 points, which is huge. And like you were saying, it just shows the depth and balance of the team. I mean, Oakland's got two very, very strong top lines. You can have like 1A and 1B if you'd like. But all the guys just kind of help each other out. And as you said, I mean, Kranker had a quiet night tonight, but Oakland goes on and wins, 5-1, and different guys like Hall, Worrell, Austin step up and take care of business. So. As long as Oakland keeps playing their two-way game with all these players, they all play very well defensively, all get the pucks out of the zone very well. Oakland's got a really good shot at just keeping the season running strong.
And another interesting note is that when Adam Novak gets a goal, the Golden Grizzlies are 9-1. What does that say? Is he just getting clutch goals, or what can you take from those numbers?
Well, it shows that he can step up at the right time, and it can also show that the Grizzlies feed off of his energy. And one other one that is of note is Jesse Worrell. They haven't lost when he scores they're 8-0 on the season. So when different guys step up and make a play for Oakland, it helps the entire team out. And sometimes numbers are just numbers, but it's just an interesting note to say, okay, 2 of these top guys step up and score a goal. Oakland has a very, very good chance of winning the game.
And another stat that stood out to me is that when Colin Ronayne gets a point, they're 6-0. When Rosie gets a point, they're undefeated.
It just
It's
shows
great
you
numbers. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, just different things that can stand out in hockey games. You know, he's not a high point producer for Oakland, you know, but he's one of the team's best defensive defensemen. He's always out there on the penalty kill, and you know, when he can step up and chip in a point, the team kind of rallies around him. And you know, as you said, 6-0.
When Jordan McDonald gets a goal, 7-2 when he gets 1 goal, 4-0 when he gets 2 goals, and you can put that as a total of 11-2. And when you talk about Mac, and he's the guy who is leading the team in goals right now, when you look at everything that he's done, he's come a long way, and he's really worked hard and done the things he needed to do. And we all talked about it in the past about when we see signs that he can do it, how Mac is going to break out. And here he is, he's having his breakout season. What does Mac need to do to continue that through the second half?
Well, the one thing that can be misleading is the fact you say, oh, they got 2 losses when he scores, but that's showing that McDonald goes out there and he's playing hard in all these games. And he's trying to keep the Grizzlies in it. But what you like to see from McDonald here in the second half is just the continuation and pressing on. I mean, he's playing, you know, top line minutes with some pretty good hockey players, and you know, the chemistry that the Grizzlies have seemed to have developed with these, you know, top 2-3 lines is really incredible. If a guy like McDonald can continue the scoring, it's going to help everybody else out, because you can't just key in on one guy on a line for Oakland. You got 3 guys out there that can put the puck in the net.
And speaking of balanced scoring, there are 5 guys on the team with 10+ goals. What does that tell you?
Balance. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, Oakland spreads it out. There's no one selfish on a team. Everybody wants to go out there and they want to win the hockey game. And if somebody's got a better chance, somebody's open, or if you know somebody's playing a better game, I mean, Oakland's going to do what they can to get those guys the puck. It's not about numbers for them. They just want to win the game.
Austin's got 8, and so does Mike Simpson with 8. So they're looking to increase that number. And you can even look at DeSano might be able to get there. He has 6. Maybe potentially Connors with 4. If he has a nice second half, he'll be able to get in the double-digit range too. So there's a lot of guys, when you look at the points spread up, you could look at this and say, you know, only Joe Gunther only has 4 points. Well, Joe Gunther has had some key points for the Golden Grizzlies. So has Ryan Zook with key goals throughout the season. And when you look at power play goals here, Matt, Cranker, and Jesse with 5, 4, and 4 respectively. Hall has 4 as well on the season. And Connors, 3 of his 4 goals have been on power play. So what does that say about Connor?
It's just making the most of your opportunity. He gets a lot of chances in front of the goal. He kind of like the Thomas Holmstrom for the Wings. You know, when he's out there usually on the second unit, he'll get planted in front of the goal, and any chance he gets to swipe in a rebound or deflect the puck straight in the goalie, he's going out there playing a role, and he's doing it well, and that's how Oakland's going to continue to win their hockey games.
Jeffrey Scheuer comes into this second half, 2 goals and 7 assists. He's a guy that came up from D3 last year. He's really been solid and doesn't cause you any worries back there at the goal line. So I just wanted to make note of that as well.
Absolutely, and that's how it's been for all the Oakland defense.
Yeah,
You could go right.
Jacobs, I mean, just go down this list. Knobes, you know.
Absolutely.
Looking ahead at the goaltenders here, Carl, one of the things that you have to understand is that Alex Bakunis is getting a lot of the time, and his backup is Matt Toder. So with Bakunis and Toder going to lead the Grizzlies the rest of the way here, what are your biggest 2 things about those 2 guys in terms of playing time? And, you know, there's going to be a period of time where Toder's going to have to get a couple games to give Bakunis a little rest, so that, because obviously, you know, things just as cold, Bakunis is going to be the guy in Nationals.
Yeah, and what you want to see from Oakland is you just don't want to overplay Bakunis. I mean, he's obviously deserved the chance to be the number 1 goalie, and that's what he's going to be. I mean, he's been there for Oakland. He's taken them before, and he's just kind of spearheading this thing. And he's just got to go forward. And Oakland just needs to make sure that they do mix in some starts for Toder, because Toder's been very good as well this season. I believe he's 4-2. Goals against is around 2. So I mean, for Oakland, they just need to make sure they balance it out and just keep Bakunis fresh enough for when they get to Nationals, he can make a strong run, and Oakland's got a chance to go far.
Hopefully it's a good second half for Oakland, and hopefully we can come back and do a Nationals preview. Carl, thanks for joining me, and thanks for watching us here. For Carl Arndt, I'm Corey Hageview on OaklandHockey.org.